everyone, welcome back to my class. This is Mejbin Fatima, Commerce lecturer at Elizabeth High School and Junior College. So till now we have completed 9 chapters in our commerce subject, and today in this session we are going to start 10th chapter, that is micro, small and medium enterprises. Now let's proceed with our chapter. Let's see the introduction. The conceptual and legal framework for small ancillary industrial undertakings is derived from the Industrial Development and Regulation Act 1951. The Act provided the necessary powers to the central government to amend the provisions of this Act from time to time as to encourage small scale and ancillary undertakings. So, this is the conceptual legal framework. It is for small and ancillary industrial undertakings actually, and it is derived from the Industrial Development and Regulation Act 1951. And this act has provided the necessary powers to the central government to amend the provisions of this act from time to time to encourage the small scale and ancillary undertakings. The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Bill 2005, which was renamed as Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006. So, this is the Small Medium Enterprise Development Bill from the year 2005, and it was enacted in the month of June 2006, and it was renamed as Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006, and it aims to facilitate the promotion and development of small and medium enterprises in India. So, the main goal or aim of this enterprise is to promote and develop all the small and medium enterprises in our country. Now, let us see what is the meaning and definition of enterprise and MSME. The term enterprise has been defined under section 2E so as to mean any industrial undertaking or a business concern or any other establishment by whatever name called engaged in the manufacture and production of goods in any manner pertaining to any industry specified in the first schedule to the Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951, or engaged or providing or rendering of any service or services. So, the main term enterprise, it has been defined under the section 2E, and it means that any industrial undertaking or a business concern or any other establishment, whatever the name may be, they all must be engaged in the manufacturing and in the production of goods process, and in any manner it pertains to any industry which is specified in the first schedule to the Industries Regulation and Development Act 1951. So, there are some classification of enterprises. Now, let us see the classification. The term enterprise includes, so the actual term what is enterprise. So, it has been divided into some classifications. Now, let us see what are those classifications. So, the first one is proprietorship. So, as we have discussed in our previous chapters, what is proprietorship? It is a single ownership or single man business we can say. And next one is Hindu undivided family. So, we have discussed about this also in our previous chapters, that it is the Hindu's family business. And next one is associations of persons, next one is cooperative societies, next one is partnership undertaking, and the last one is any other legal entities. So, these all we have already discussed in our previous chapters. If you want to refer them, you can see them. You can see my old videos. Let us see what is the definition of MSMEs or micro, small and medium enterprises. So, in accordance with the provision of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006, the micro, small and medium enterprises are classified into following two classes. So, when we will see according to the Act, that is Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006, it has been classified into two classes. The first one is manufacturing enterprise and the next one is service enterprises. Let us see about manufacturing enterprise. Manufacturing enterprises are those business enterprises which are engaged in the manufacturing or production of goods or commodities. More specifically, these enterprises involves in conveying the raw material into finished goods by using plant and machinery for creating value addition to the final products. From the point of view of MSMEs, the manufacturing enterprises are categorized into micro, small and medium enterprises, and these are defined the terms of investment made in plant and machinery as shown. So, when we will see about manufacturing enterprises, they are those type of business enterprises which are engaged in manufacturing or production of goods and services, as the name is itself indicating that it is related to manufacturing of products. Means here the products, they are being converted from the raw material to the finished goods, and they are required plant and machinery for creating a value addition to make the final product. So, when we will see from the viewpoint of MSMEs, the manufacturing enterprises, they are or they can be categorized into micro, small and medium enterprises, and they are defined in terms of investment which is made in plant and machinery. Again, this manufacturing enterprises has been divided into 3 subunits, that is a micro enterprise, a small enterprise and a medium enterprise. So, when we will see about a micro enterprise, it is an enterprise where the investment in plant and machinery will not exceed up to 25 lakhs. And when we will see about a small enterprise, here the investment of plant and machinery is more than 25 lakh, but it cannot exceed 5 crores. And the last one, that is a medium enterprise, here the investment in plant and machinery is more than 5 crore and it will not exceed up to the 10 crores. So, where we have learned that it is totally related to manufacturing and production of goods and services. Here the raw materials, they are being converted into the finished goods by using the plant and machineries. Now, next one is service enterprise. The enterprise involved in providing or rendering of service is known as service enterprises. Again, these services enterprises are also categorized into micro, small and medium enterprises, and they are defined as below. So, again the name itself is showing that this is an service enterprise where they are rendering the services, and again it has also been classified into 3 types, that is a micro enterprise, a small enterprise and a medium enterprise. Now, let us see what is a micro service enterprise. It is an enterprise where the investment in equipment will not exceed to 10 lakhs, and a small service enterprise, it is an enterprise where the investment in equipment, there we were investing in plant and machinery, and here we are investing in equipments. So, here under small enterprise, the investment in equipment will not exceed up to 2 crores and it will be more than 10 lakhs. And the last one, that is a medium service enterprise, it is an enterprise where the investment in equipment will be more than 2 crores and it will also not exceed up to 5 crores. Let us see what is the significance of MSMEs, that is micro, small and medium enterprises. So, they are an integral part of our country, we can say, and they provide an employment opportunity to the weakest and poorest strata of the society. MSMEs tap into the raw, latent entrepreneurial potential of the country and provide them with an opportunity of introducing innovative methods or products. So, here this MSMEs, they are the integral part of our economy, we can say, and they are also providing the employment opportunities to the weakest and poorest strata of our society, and here they are tapping the raw materials and providing the opportunity of introducing innovative products. Worldwide, micro, small and medium enterprises have been accepted as an engine of economic growth and promoting equitable development. MSMEs constitute over 90% of total enterprises in most of the economies and are credited with generating the highest rates of employment growth and account for a major share of industrial production and exports. So, here these MSMEs, they have been accepted as the engine of economic growth for promoting equitable development. See, we can see that here the manufacturing and production of goods is taking place, and also it is also providing the employment opportunities. So, they constitute over 90% of the total enterprises in most of the economies, and they are credited with generating the high rates of employment growth and account for a major share of industrial production and exports. And these MSMEs, they are producing over more than 6,000 different varieties of products and services. They cater to a large band of customers by producing from traditional to high-tech products. The leading industries in the MSME sector is retail trade, constituting 39.85% and followed by manufacture of wearing apparel, that is 8.75%, that is 8.75%, manufacture of food products and beverages, that is 6.94%. So, here these industries, they are producing more than 6,000 different varieties of products and services, and again they also cater a band of customers by producing from traditional to high tech products. And there is a leading industry in MSME sector, that is retail trade, which is constituting 39.85%, and it is also followed by the manufacture of wearing apparel and manufacture of food products and beverages. Let us see some of the problems which are being faced by this Indian MSME sector. The Indian MSMEs are facing different types of problems. Most of the problems are controllable while rest are uncontrollable. Various problems faced by Indian MSMEs are discussed below. So, here like other enterprises also, that is micro, small and medium enterprises, they are also facing different types of problems, and most of the problems which are being faced by these MSMEs are controllable while some are uncontrollable. Now, let us see or let us discuss some of the problems which are being faced by these MSMEs. So, the first one is lack of credit from banks. The MSMEs are facing the problems of non-availability credit from the banks. The banks are not providing the adequate amount of loan to the MSMEs. The loan providing process of the banks is very time consuming. The promoters of the MSMEs have to produce different types of documents to provide their worthiness. The banks are also not able to provide full requirement of their total capital. So, here the first problem which these MSMEs are facing, that is lack of credit from bank. Means they are not getting credit facility from the bank. Here there is a non-availability of credit from the bank to these MSMEs, and these banks, they are not providing the adequate amount of loan to MSMEs, and the loan which is being provided by the bank to these MSMEs is very much time consuming. Means the process which involves in providing the loan from the bank to the MSMEs is very time consuming, and the promoters of the MSMEs have to produce different types of documents to prove their worthiness. And even though these banks, they are not able to provide full requirement of their capital. So, that is the biggest problem which is being faced by MSMEs. As in order to run any business, they need the financial support from other institutions, or else they need the more capital. So, the more the capital will be, the more the production will be, the more the manufacturing will be, we can say. So, here they all require the capital to run the enterprise, but here the banks, they are not giving the proper credit facility to the MSMEs. So, this is the major problem for MSMEs. Now, the next problem is competition from multinational companies. In present era of globalization, the MSMEs are facing tough competition from the multinational companies which are providing quality goods at the cheapest price. Therefore, it is very difficult for MSME to compete with the multinational companies. So, in the present era, we can see that these multinational companies, they are providing the quality of goods and products at the cheaper rates. So, due to that, these MSMEs, they cannot compete with multinational company, or it is very tough for them to compete with multinational companies. The next one is poor infrastructure. Though MSMEs are developing so rapidly, but their infrastructure is very poor. With poor infrastructure, their production capacity is very low, while production cost is very high. So, these MSMEs, they are having poor infrastructure as they are developing rapidly, but their infrastructure is still poor, and with this poor infrastructure, their production capacity will be very low while the production will be very high. The next problem is non-availability of raw materials and other inputs. For establishment of MSMEs, required raw materials, skilled workforce and other inputs are not available in the market. Due to unavailability of these essentials, it is very difficult to produce the products at affordable prices. So, there is a non-availability of raw material in the market, we can say. Here the skilled workforce and other inputs, they are also not available in the market, and due to unavailability of these essentials, it is very difficult to produce products at the affordable prices. So they must have the raw materials at affordable prices to increase their production, we can say. And the next problem is lack of advanced technology. The owners of MSMEs are not aware of advanced technologies of production. Their methodology of production is outdated. The owners are using older method in almost of all fields of operations. So here there is a lack of advanced technology. As we already know, each day the technology is developing. So here these people, they are not aware of advanced technology, or they are using the methodology which is outdated currently, and the owners here, they are using the older method in almost all the fields of the operations. So these are some of the problems which are being faced by MSMEs. Now besides these problems, now let us see some of the privileges which is offered to MSMEs. MSMEs are enjoying specific privileges and advantages when compared to other enterprises. So there are some of the advantages or privileges which are being enjoyed by these MSMEs. Now let us see what are those advantages. So the first one is exclusive manufacturing of certain products by MSMEs. So there is a major benefit for MSMEs in the reservation policy, which reserves certain items for exclusive manufactured by these enterprises, thus protecting their interest as well as providing impetus to the society by generating employment opportunities. The government and has reserved 350 items for purchase from MSMEs under the government stores purchase program. So we can see that this is the major advantage which is being enjoyed by these MSMEs. Here the major benefit to MSMEs is reservation policy, which reserves certain items. So here the government has put in place the policy which has reserved 350 items for purchase from MSMEs under the government stores purchase program. And thus we can say that here it is protecting their interest as well as providing impetus to the society and giving the employment opportunities also. The next privilege or advantage is timely payment of goods and services. Under the MSMED Act, protections are offered in relation to timely payment of goods and services by buyers to MSMEs. It lays an obligation upon the buyer of any good or services to make payment to the supplier by the specified date as per the agreement. So here under MSMED Act, it protects and offered in relation to timely payment of goods and services by buyers to MSMEs. So it is the obligation upon the buyers of goods and services to make payment to the supplier at the specified date as per the agreement. The agreement will be there and the date will be written on that agreement. So as per that agreement, the payment will be done to the supplier. The next one is strong support and encouragement from the government. The government has been encouraging and supporting this sector through policies for preferential access to credit, preferential purchase policy, etc. It has been offering packages of schemes and incentives through its specialized institution in the form of assistance in obtaining finance, help in marketing, technique guidance, training and technology upgradation, etc. Here the government is also supporting and encouraging such MSME sector, as it has been offering packages of schemes and incentives through its specialized institutions in the form of assistance in obtaining finance and helps in marketing, technical guidance and training and technology, etc. And the last privilege is interest for delayed payment by the buyer. Where a buyer fails to make payment as required by the seller, he shall be liable to pay interest on the outstanding amount. The interest shall be payable for the period of delay from the date immediately following the agreed date. The interest shall be payable at a rate 3 times the bank rate and compounded at monthly rates. Here, if there is a delay in payment, then the buyer has to give interest to the seller and he shall be liable to pay the interest on the outstanding amount. So the interest will be payable for the period of delay from the date immediately following the agreed date. And here the interest shall be payable at a rate 3 times the bank and compounded at monthly rates. So our last topic of our chapter is other promotional measures of MSMEs. The following are the measures of production, development and enhancement of competitiveness of micro, small and medium enterprises to be undertaken by the central government, state government and the Reserve Bank of India. So, there are some measures of production, development and enhancement of MSMEs, and these measures must be undertaken by the central government, state government and Reserve Bank of our country. These measures are explained below. Now, let us see what are these measures. So, the first one is organizing programs to facilitate development of skills among the employees, management and entrepreneurs, provisioning for technological upgradation, marketing assistance or infrastructure facilities and cluster development of micro and small and medium enterprises. So, here they should, or the government should, organize the programs to facilitate the development of skills among the employees, means it should develop the employees, management and the entrepreneurs, and it also should provide the technological upgradation and marketing assistance or infrastructure facilities and cluster development of micro, small and medium enterprises. So, the next measure is credit facility to ensure timely and smooth flow of credit to such enterprises, minimize the incidence of sickness among the enhanced competitiveness of such enterprise. So, the government should also look over the credit facility and it should make sure the timely and smooth flow of credit to such enterprises, which should minimize the incidence of sickness and enhance the opportunities of such enterprises. Next one is preferential procurement of goods and services produced or provides by such enterprise by the government is aided institution and public sector enterprise. So, they should give the preferential procurement of goods and services which is produced or provides by such an enterprise. And the last one is government grants to the notified fund or funds constituted to be utilized exclusively for the measure of promotion and development of such enterprises. Here the government should also sanction some of the notified funds or funds should be granted which is constituted to be utilized exclusively for the measurement of promotion and development of such an enterprise. So, here we have completed our 10th chapter, that is micro, small and medium enterprises. I hope you understood this chapter very well. Let us continue our next chapter in next class. Thank you.